Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Stephanie. I'm here with an unpopular taboo topic. Let's talk about infidelity. All right, so I posted a question on social media on Facebook and I said, is the old saying, once a cheater, always a cheater, true? And surprisingly, nobody said no in the comments. I mean, nobody said yes. It's all like, it depends. It depends. So, without further ado, I'm here to share with you my truth, speaking my truth. And guess what, boo? I am not ashamed. For many, many years, I carried a ton of shame. I was disgusted with myself. I questioned my reality. Did I serve honorably? Did I this? Did I that? And then over the years, I have learned to forgive myself. And one big thing that I learned was that one of the biggest ways I reacted to being sexually assaulted in the Marine Corps, I was raped 2 weeks, like not even 2 weeks joining, my new duty station in Okinawa. And the corporal knew my corporal. And by the time I got back from clinic, I was being hazed. So, what's one of the ways I reacted towards that? Hypersexuality, hyper promiscuity. It was like a defense mechanism. It was a coping mechanism. I had no self-esteem. I just gave it away. And then it turned into a game to me. If all these dudes thinking they're just playing these girls, guess what? I'm going to play you and you're not going to know. I played a lot of them. So, it's kind of like the double standards. I fought that being a woman. But I later realized that I was acting out of my trauma. So, let's get to the story. So I was hypersexual, promiscuous, and then in 2011, I got married to my ex-husband. He was also a Marine. He was an alcoholic. Surprise, surprise. I gave him an ultimatum, and I married him if he stopped drinking. That didn't work out. But anyways, I was with my husband, and then he wasn't able to extend to go on the second deployment. And I did. And so I was going off to war while he was being separated and going home. So Okinawa is about 13 hours ahead of the United States. So when my ex-husband got out, he immediately started to be very, very clingy. And he would blow my phone up, 100 calls, 100 text messages. He had PTSD real bad. He moved to Chirac, which is it was murder capital of the US at the time, Chicago. And he wasn't transitioning very well. So it was months of him harassing me and accusing me of cheating and blah blah blah. And finally the seal just broke and I was like, F it. You just keep accusing me. I literally cannot do anything right. I'm gonna do it. Whatever. So I did. And the day that I got out of the Marine Corps, I vowed to myself I would never cheat on my husband again. And I didn't. And I didn't. And so when I got out, I was trying to transition, going to college. I was in a spot that I didn't know. We had moved to a suburb of Chicago and I was in college. And I remember I had no friends, I had no family, I was isolated without a support network. And I used to just leave and just drive my car somewhere and cry. That's how I dealt with it. I was in all types of therapy, group therapies, all that. My ex-husband always told me I need to get my head checked. And I was not in reality, but clearly, long story short, he also wasn't either. So I was doing the things. I was trying to get help. And one day I remember it was a snowstorm and I just felt like I had to leave the apartment. And I remember walking out the door, and before I slammed the door, I said, I feel like cheating on you so bad, but I'm not going to. And I slammed the door and I left. Well, lo and behold, when I came home, he asked the question. He asked me, have you cheated on me? And to which I responded, yes. And he lost his mind on me. He went psychotic, totally understandable. Totally understandable. He went psychotic on me. He like took all the doors off of the rooms, and he like, it was weird. He like followed me around the house. He took all the family photos, all the memories of us, and he like set up all the picture frames on the bed, like telling me that's a lie, blah blah blah, whatever. It was insane. He would start smoking in the house. He put his cigarettes out in my food, like, and here I am, like, dealing with it because I'm the one who messed up. And mind you, it had been like a year. It had been like a year of me being separated, so I hadn't cheated on him, and I still hadn't done the work. But I admitted to him, and he's like screaming at me, and his argument was that I was not showing remorse. And what what do you want me to do? Like, you've got to feel the feelings. Like, I fucked up. I messed up, and he had to feel the feelings. So if I did try to show remorse, he'd get more angry. So like, I just kind of let him feel it out. And we started marriage counseling, and the marriage counseling consisted of him crucifying me left and right, how it's all my fault, how I'm a whore, this, that, and the other, like all the names, all of this. So we'd go to therapy, and we'd leave therapy in the same car and go home. And it was about 5 weeks. I wasn't getting any indication from him whether he wanted to be with me or not. And I get it. He was confused too. So it wasn't until he was getting knee surgery, and he tried to take his phone back in the operating room with him. I am so sweaty, dog. So hot in here. He tried to take his phone back into the operating room, and the nurse was like, "No, you can't take that back. You have to give it to your wife." So he gave it to me, and I wasn't thinking anything of it. I was not thinking anything of it. So I went and I took a nap in my car in the parking garage at the VA, and like 30 minutes before it was time to go pick him up, something said check his phone. Like, I was trying to get an understanding of how he was talking about me to these people. Like, I I was being drug along, and we were in therapy, and I was being crucified every time we went to therapy. It was like making things worse. It was all about me being wrong. So I checked his phone, and lo and behold, I saw text messages to his best friend. And he had said, "I only fucked those whores because I thought she was cheating on me." And there was some more stuff. I don't remember. But I was trying to take screenshots from his phone to send to my phone, but it wouldn't work. There wasn't service. So I took pictures of his phone with my phone. And then when it was time to go back, when they called me back, and he's like in the room, and he's like still under anesthesia. Poor guy. I'm sorry. But I threw the phone at him. Not threw it, but I tossed the phone at him, and I said, "There's no service." And he looked at his phone, and on the messages, there was the red exclamation point. And then he looked through his messages at the screenshots I was trying to send myself. And he said, "You did this on purpose. You set me up." How did I set you up? Like, I had no intention on going through your phone. Something told me to go through your phone, and I freaking found it. So I said something about the whores. And first he denied it. And then he admitted it. And then I said it's whores, plural. And he told me it was only 2. First he said none. Then he said 1. Then he said 2. And I was like, "Oh, no, boo. No, we are going back to therapy, and you're going to be honest, and you're going to come clean to our therapist." Long story short, he did not go back to therapy. He did not want to admit his wrongs. So that's when I knew. That's when I knew our marriage was over, because I admitted it. And after admitting it, and he started going crazy on me, I really wanted to know why I did this. So I went to the bookstore. I went to Barnes and Noble. I bought a ton of books about infidelity and cheating and this and that. So while we were in therapy, I was reading that. I was reading why do people cheat? And I got to the root of my issues. And then here he was just crucifying me, just dragging it all out. And he was actually paying prostitutes. He was paying prostitutes because he thought I was cheating on him, which two wrongs don't make a right. Hell no, that doesn't make what I did right. That doesn't make cheating right. But you know what? I bared my heart and soul and I told him. And he crucified me and drugged me along when he had skeletons in his closet. So it just wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Anyway, so basically our marriage didn't work. July 2014, I packed my car up and I drove to Florida and we got a divorce. So fast forward, I'm not a cheater. I'm not a cheater anymore. I know why I did what I did. Like if I can't be loyal to you emotionally, mentally, physically, I don't even want to be in a relation with you if my head's not there. So with that being said, June of 2021, like similar shit happened. So I had been feeling a certain way about my ex, my kids' dad, and like looking back, I literally had a dream he was cheating on me, and he denied it. And like I was mentally ill because my intuition was screaming something that I had no proof. Yeah, I had no proof. So once again, it was a full moon in June. I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning, and right sitting there on the counter was a second phone that was charging. It was supposed to get deleted. Everything was supposed to be wiped out of that phone because he was giving it to his niece. Something said, check that phone. Check that phone. I'm not a phone checker like that. I want to trust you. So something said, check that phone. And I checked the phone. And lo and behold, I saw all the messages to the nanny. All the messages. Clearly, there was cheating going on. There was emotional cheating, physical cheating. Like, holy smokes, it broke my heart. It broke my heart into a million pieces. I never thought he'd do that to me. I didn't want to believe it. Guess what? I went psychotic. Just like my ex-husband went psychotic, I went psychotic. It was the worst emotional pain I have ever been through in my life. But you know what? You can run, but you can't hide. And karma will get your ass. Karma will get you. It doesn't discriminate, it only delivers. So I have broken a heart. I have hurt other people through cheating, and I have been hurt. I've been on both sides of infidelity, and none of it's pretty. And what I'm here to tell you is that I have learned so much from, this experience, both experiences. And there's many reasons why people cheat. There's many reasons, but the fundamental reasoning, okay, when I'm talking about general people, I'm not talking about like textbook narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, okay? They're their own group of people. But my belief is that narcissists are narcissists because they are super traumatized. They're super broken and they're super hurt and they kind of don't have a conscience. Kind of like a sociopath. But anyway, so when I'm talking about people in general, kind of put those other people in a different group because that they're not of the norm. So normal people, I mean, normal's not real either, but you get what I'm saying. The majority of people, the reason they cheat is because they have unmet needs. Unmet needs, they can't communicate, or maybe they can. There's a ton of reasons why, but I'm just going to give a few. So people who need multiple people, it comes from insecurity. It comes from a lack. It comes from low self-esteem. You literally need multiple people to validate you. That's also kind of why my response of hypersexuality, like it It's very damaging. It's very hurtful. It hurts people. It's self-sabotaging to sleep around with people and to give your energy like that. But I was getting validated from other people. I was getting my confidence from that. And that's not a healthy way. All right? So people have needs. They want to feel validated. And I'm gonna upset some people, but like this whole thought of like, I got money, I got bitches, I got this, I got that, hoes all around me. Guess what, dude? Your ego is so freaking small. It's so small that you need all of these women to validate you, because the truth is you're not emotionally available to be with one person and figure it out. You need all these people. And when you have all these people in your life, you're living on a superficial level. It's very carnal. It's very materialistic. It's based on sex. That is animalistic. If you are only with these people for that, you need some healing. You need some healing. And we all have our paths. We're not all on the same paths. We have lessons to learn. But cheating, someone said in the comment that the reason men cheat is because like women aren't providing for their needs or something like that. Well, but why? Like, does she feel unappreciated? Same goes with the men. Man, sex is only one part of a relationship. Emotional bonding is only one aspect. When there's a deterioration of the relationship, it is human nature for people to seek outside. I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm not saying it's healthy at all. Which leads me into my second point. It's an escape. Cheating, infidelity, it is an escape. It can be an addiction. You are literally living a false life. The only person that's going to get hurt is you and your partner. And well, yeah, everyone around you. But I remember like it's so crazy to say this, but like the rush and the thrill of like this secrecy and secrets and like, so the thing is, when I cheated, my partner was not physically with me. My partner was physically across the world. So like I wasn't going back home to a partner after being with people. Like we were disconnected on many levels. I'm not saying that's right either. But it's an escape. You get caught up in this fantasy world and like they're delusions, dude. They're delusions, because the truth is that person's not going to leave their wife. That person's not going to leave their husband for you. And if they do, what's that say about them? You want to start a life with them? So what? They can leave you too? Like it's just twisted. It's twisted. And I am not here to judge. I am not here to judge. I have no place to judge. I've been cheated on and I've been a cheater. And I'm making this video because I'm here to tell you that once a cheater, always a cheater is not true. If anything, my experience has really made me value loyalty and fidelity in a partnership. Because I learned what I learned, I will not do what I did. And in a weird sick sense, not six, SICK, I got my karma. And that shit hurt. That shit burned. It hurt so bad. But I'll tell you, dealing with being cheated on, I did not numb myself. I did not run from it. I did not run from myself. I did not self-sabotage. I did not get up under anybody else to heal my pain or to comfort my pain, because what it would have done was made everything worse. I sat with that shit. I sat with it for months, for a year. And I transmuted that. I transmuted the experience. I remember being on my bathtub floor crying days and days and just why and why? Why did it have to be that way? What did I do wrong? It takes two to tango, but guess what? My partner my partner needed extra validation from other people also. Yeah, we're parents. It's not always butterflies and rainbows. And you know what? Perhaps someone gave him a glimpse of a life that would be a lot better. It would be a lot better. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more, I don't know the word, not nurturing, satisfying. But let's be real, it was satisfying the desires of the flesh. Because long term, that shit was not going to work out. That girl and him were not going to be together. She was like a 25, 26-year-old girl who is a homewrecker. She's done it before. What did you see in her? What did you see in her? And for a little blip, every now and then I would kind of compare myself to her, but I would really quickly bring it back and be like, girl, it ain't you. Like, she has nothing on you. So I kind of almost fell down that trap, but I caught myself. Because the truth is, he chose to cheat because of needs he wasn't getting met, and he wasn't communicating with me about things in our relationship. And it's really weird that it wasn't until I literally committed my heart to him, because we had been in and out, in and out, in and out for years, off and on, off and on, off and on, breaking up, making up, breaking up. And it was exhausting, dude. It was so exhausting. It wasn't until I said, you know what? We will make it no matter what. We will make it. When I finally, after 6 years of committing, finally after 6 years of being together, I committed to him for the long run, and I got my heart broke. That's significant. That's significant because it was what needed to happen. If I hadn't committed to him like that, I wouldn't have hurt so bad to get such the healing. So I looked into my core wounds, abandonment, rejection, all of that, and I really dug deep. I really dug deep. And my message here to you is that there is hope. And if you feel like you can't stop cheating, you can. You absolutely can. Look into the reasons why you seek elsewhere. Why? Try to remember when you had that spark with your partner, when y'all felt that connection. How is it different today from then? And what happened? Because you definitely can restore the spark. You definitely can restore the flame. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of discipline, but you can do it. And if you've been cheated on, use this experience to have the ultimate glow up. The ultimate glow up. Use it for your empowerment. There's no need to shame yourself. There's no need to judge yourself. Acknowledge yourself for who you are. Suck it up, buttercup, and move forward and get your healing. People cheat for many different reasons. Serial cheaters are some of the most insecure people you will ever meet. They might come off like they're this hot bad guy, but really they're very insecure. So see beyond the facade. If you need multiple people to validate you all the time, that is insecurity. That is low self-esteem. God loves you no matter what. If you've been a cheater, if you've been cheated on, you are still loved, you are still favored, and you are not judged by God. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Now that you have the awareness, stop it. And make the vow to be a better person, to be a better partner. Take your experience on infidelity and use that to shape and shift your own morals, values, and convictions. Once a cheater, always a cheater is not always true. There is hope. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for tuning in. All is well, and stay tuned for more. I love you guys.